So today I want to do a comparison between the Fellow Stagg EKG Plus and the Bonavita temperature controlled kettle. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the fact that I did test these on how quickly they heat up. So I put 800 milliliters of water in each of these things, and it was 55 degrees in both kettles. And this one took 5 minutes and 41 seconds to hit to the 202 degrees that I set it to. This one took 5 minutes and 57 seconds to heat up to, so not a huge difference in there. This one, however, did hit 101 degrees at like 5:20, so it could be like it's almost like a 40-second difference in between. This one was usually at 10 degrees hotter the majority of the time when I was watching it, so it was kind of interesting to see how that ended up. So again, not a huge difference on time. So we're going to start off with the Fellow. And one thing, starting right off the bat, how clean and simple this looks. We have just two little buttons, or one button and one screen on the front. So you just simply click this and it instantly greets you with Fellow. And you can just simply twist this dial and change the temperature, which works pretty nicely, pretty easy, changes really quickly. And then let's go ahead and take this kettle off. If you look on the very back here of this, you can see a hold feature, which basically just keeps the coffee at a temperature. When you take the kettle off, it'll continue to heat it back up to that, and a button to switch from Fahrenheit to Celsius. One of the nice kind of fun features about this is when you take the kettle off and you just flip that Fahrenheit switch back and forth, a game called Wormy comes up where you basically just try and get all of Fellow's logos, and your snake kind of gets a little bit bigger. So that's kind of a fun little feature to have. Moving on to the plug-in, this just has a downward angled plug. So it's this one right here, which, I mean, it is what it is. And then a couple things on this kettle is you can, the lid just simply comes off. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. Let me set that down real quick. It is locked on there pretty well, so it is kind of difficult to get on and off. This is a little less than 800 since I poured it out, but you can see that fill line right about there. There is a counterweighted handle here, so it's very comfortable to kind of hold and pour from, and gives you a lot of control. Gooseneck spout. This spout pours very nicely. A lot of control in it, and they did change this feature a little bit more recently, and it actually pours even better than the one I have. So there is two differences. There's an EKG and an EKG Plus. This is the Plus model, and the only difference between the two is the Plus model has Bluetooth built into it. So with this Bluetooth, you can basically turn it on and off from your phone, and set the temperature from your phone, and it will ping you when it's ready. This sounds like a completely useless feature, and I thought it was when I got it, but turns out after like a year and a half of using this, it's very convenient to turn this on and off from your bedroom. So as soon as you get up in the morning, you can turn it on from your bedside, and the water's heated up and ready to go for when you get out there. It makes it nice and easy in the mornings. I fill it up with water just to cut down on time a little bit, so I don't have to come out into my kitchen and wait 5 minutes for it to heat up. So this starts at $150 for the EKG and $200 for the EKG Plus. Fellow usually has a 10% off coupon that you can get as a new member, so that cuts it down $15 to $20, so $135 to $180, so a little bit of a difference here. And moving on to the Bonavita one, so there's quite a few buttons. It's a lot more clunky than the Fellow is, not as clean as it looks. So simple on and off button. You got your temperature set, which basically just jumps the temperature right here in different increments. You have the plus and minus, which basically just manually changes based off a degree, Fahrenheit and Celsius, and a hold button. So basically what this means is if you have that green light on, it will hold the temperature there for about an hour. I think that's the same as the Fellow. As soon as you lift that up, you'll notice the green dot goes off, and then when you put it back on, it will still read the temperature for you, but it's not going to keep that temperature, versus Fellows basically has it automatically. So as soon as you put it on there, again, after you take it off, it will heat it back up to that temperature. A very useful feature that I didn't know was very nice until I actually got the Fellow kettle. One feature that this has is this lid comes off way smoother, way easier. I believe you can fit a little bit more water in there than the Fellow, but not much, not a deal breaker. The spout pours a little quicker. The handle's not as comfortable, but that does not mean it pours badly and that the handle's not comfortable at all, because it is. And moving down, you got a standard plug-in with no angle cord, so that one right there. The one feature that this has that I really like that the Fellow does not is when you flip it over, you can store that cable underneath of it, which makes it just a tad kind of nicer to store on your countertop because you don't have that cable floating around. Makes it a little bit cleaner of a look. Comparing these side by side, we kind of just got to see how they pour a little bit. So starting off with the Fellow, you can see it doesn't pour very quickly. It gives you nice control. You can slow it down and get very little dribbling out of it. But overall pours nicely. Gives you a lot of control. Great for making a V60, Kalita Wave, Chemex, all that stuff. The Bonavita pours a lot quicker coming out of that. And a lot less control, but still great control. And it does a little bit more dribbling than the Fellow, and it's not as comfortable as to hold. However, though, these this one was the industry standard prior to when Fellow came out, and then I noticed many people switched over to using the Fellow in competitions. This one starts roughly, depending on where you buy it, you can almost always find it at a coffee shop for under $100 with the temperature control, or 120, give or take on that. But you can actually go on Amazon and you can buy this thing for $50. That's what the price was today. I know it fluctuates. I think I've seen it down to 35 and upwards. You can even, this is a 1 liter kettle. You can get a 1.7 liter kettle. So if you make huge Chemex in the morning, you can actually put 1.7 in there, and it's only $66, I think, for that, or 87. I don't know. It's under 100 still on Amazon. So quite a bit more. I think that one actually even heats up a tad faster than this current one. I think the wattage goes from 1200 to 1500. So there is that with it. But comparing these side by side, getting 150 to 200 versus 50, so we're at $100 to $150 price difference. Is it worth it? Honestly, it just kind of depends on how serious you are about your coffee. This one will give you a better pour over. This one will give you more control. It looks a lot nicer in your kitchen. In my opinion and other people's opinion, it may differ. That does not make this one better. Or that one does not make this one bad, or a bad kettle, or a kettle that you shouldn't buy. But it's solely up to you. I got this one for Christmas a few years back, and this one I actually won about a year and a half ago in an Instagram contest. And comparing them side by side, I typically use a flare, which I don't need a ton of control for when I pour my water. So this one would actually be a little bit more beneficial just because it pours a little quicker than that one. But I tell you, with the comfort of the handle, the hold feature, which sounds like the dumbest thing, just picking it up and putting it back down and the temperature just staying the same, and that Bluetooth function to just simply turn it on and onto the bed for the matter of convenience makes, I still don't know if I would spend that much money on a kettle, but that makes that Stagg one very, very nice. I don't ever foresee myself getting rid of it. I don't ever foresee myself really upgrading from it. But it is a very nice kettle, very, very clean look, and very, very easy to use. I would change the cable storage, and I would change the lid to make it a little bit easier. You can even get wooden accents to change the colors of that. And this one also comes in stainless steel, copper, black, white, and they release some special colors here and there. Versus this is the only look that you can get for that. So if you want a little bit more unique of a kitchen, you want to be able to have kind of their Fellows model is they want something that not only works very well but looks really well too. They want something that can actually be displayed in your kitchen versus kind of looking like a standard appliance. Not that that one really looks that bad, but this one does look a lot more sleek, and I think overall it could be worth it. I don't ever foresee myself letting that go. Again, I don't know if I would pay 200 or even 180. You could probably knock off, I think, $50 on the. Is it $50? No, it's not $50. What's 25? Yeah, maybe it's about. They have a 25% off. I'm not good at math. They have 25% off occasionally over Black Friday, so you can pick that up even cheaper. If you find it used for a good price, I would definitely buy it. Fellow makes great products, and they're going to continue to do so. So I hope you found this video useful. Be sure to subscribe. I have a lot of other videos coming out. A lot of reviews from comparisons between grinders, ways to make coffee, a manual espresso machine. So be sure to check out those. I have a lot more videos coming out too. But I would love for you to subscribe and check out some of the other videos I already have out. Thanks for watching.